What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to discuss 5 reasons why you should always superset during your workouts. Alright, so let's get straight into it. So the number one reason why we should always superset during our workouts is time efficiency, right? So the number one excuse I always hear about why people don't work out or why they can't work out is they don't have enough time, right? So whenever we superset, we save potentially half, like we cut our time of working out in half potentially, right? So let's say, for instance, if I'm going to the gym and I'm going to work out back and shoulders, right? So if I go to the gym and I work out back and shoulders, right? If I do a back workout, take a rest, right? Do my other set, take a rest. Do my other set, take a rest, right? And just keep doing that. Then after I'm done with my back workout, go to my shoulder workout, do the same thing. Do a set, rest, do a set, rest, right? Think about how long that takes. Think about how much time you're consuming there, right? Now, let's say if you did a back workout, and then right after you did that back workout, you did your first shoulder workout, right? And then you took your rest after that, right? And you did that throughout your entire workout. So back workout, shoulder workout, rest. Back workout, shoulder workout, rest. Think about how much time you would save right there just by making that minor adjustment, right? So yes, you might be a little out of breath at first. Yes, you might be more tired than you usually are when you're working out, right? But there are other benefits that come with that as well. The main thing is you're saving time. So for a lot of people that say they don't have time to work out, supersets is probably the main adjustment that you should make in your workouts, right? So the second reason why we should always superset during our workouts is we burn more calories, right? So reason why we burn more calories is because, think about it. When you're going in from one workout into the other, you're keeping that heart rate going, right? As opposed to if I do my set of bench press, right? And then I just sit there and wait my 45 seconds to a minute, hit another set of bench press, I'm never really allowing my heart rate to really get up there. I'm never really challenging my cardiovascular system, right? So therefore, if there's not too much of a fluctuation in my heart rate, I'm not really burning too many calories, right? As opposed to if I did my set of bench press, right, and then went over and did a set of dips, or maybe after I did my set of bench press, I did some reverse flies or some rows, right? Not only would I be, as we talked about, saving time, but now I'm also burning more calories because I'm keeping my heart rate going and I'm keeping it at a higher level, right? To create that, more of a calorie burning effect. That's the whole concept behind why I would recommend doing HIIT cardio, and why a lot of people recommend doing HIIT cardio over traditional cardio if your goal is to burn fat, right? So the third reason why we should always be supersetting during our workouts is, in my opinion, it builds just more endurance, in our muscles. A lot of times the first thing when we're working out is that endurance is just not there. When whether it be you've been out of working out for a long time, or whether it be this is your first time working out, one of the first things that happens is you get fatigued very, very quickly, right? But if we're practicing supersets, we are working on that every time we work out. If we're going from one set of a one body part to another set of another body part before taking that rest, we're training our body to take that extra load and to build that endurance quicker than if we're just going one set, rest, one set, rest, right? So that's the third one, physical endurance, the muscular endurance. So let's just say endurance. Especially for a lot of people that they're whether maybe you might be training for like a marathon or some kind of like a long distance race, or not everybody's trying to get big and all like bulky. Some people, maybe they have a specific sport that they're training for, or a competition or something like that. You really want to focus on muscular endurance. You can get big and muscular and tone without having that endurance if you're not training for it, right? So that's the third one. The fourth one, in my opinion, is one of the most important, is going to be that mind-body connection, right? So one of the first things, all right, let me write it down first. So mind/body, right? So one of the first things that I see my clients do when we first start training, especially if they've never really done supersets before, is as soon as they're done with the set that I tell them to do, they sit down and they either sit down or they pull out their phones, right? So both of those things are like a no-no, like in my world, right? So one, you don't sit down during your workout. Unless, there's plenty of machines and exercises where you're already sitting down. So there's just really no need to be sitting. You're not there to rest. You're there to, this is, for a lot of people, their only physical activity during the entire day. Like, unless you really have to sit down, I would avoid it. And, also, it's the phone thing. Right away, as soon as sometimes people are done with their sets, they grab their phone and they start checking stuff, right? So when we superset, it trains you to, instead of pulling out that phone, or instead of, thinking about whatever, like issues you have, in your life right now and throughout the day, all right, I got to get right into that next workout, right? So we're keeping that ball moving, we're keeping the momentum going, that energy rolling. So the entire time we're in the gym, we're focused, right? We have that mind-body connection, and we're really able to see, all right, if I'm doing something for my shoulders, is it really hitting the part of my shoulders that I'm trying to hit? Or if I'm doing something for my chest, is it really getting that part of my chest that I'm trying to hit? If you're always thinking about, oh, is this person texting me back? Or, you're constantly, oh, I need to take my break. It's kind of hard to really get that mind-body connection and really focus on, if you're getting the results that you want and you're training the way that you're, intending to, right? And then I would say, for the fifth reason, we're gonna go with just the mental, mental toughness, right? So the reason why I say mental toughness, it goes back to that right away. Our first instinct is, when we're done with our set, is to take a break, take a rest, to relax, and a lot of times when that's our first instinct, right? If our first instinct is always to take that break, is to relax, is to rest, right? Then if we're training for the superset, right? If we're forcing ourselves to hit that next set of that next workout right away, we're really working on that mental aspect of training, because it's not just a physical thing. One of the hardest things when it comes to working out is getting in the gym every day, right? Is showing up every day, is bringing your A game every day, is, you might say, hey, I'm gonna go, but I don't really feel like doing that weight that I normally do. I'm just gonna go light today. But if you're gonna go light, we gotta make sure that we're doing maybe more reps, or we're doing more sets to make up for, in some way. So, in my opinion, from my experience, when we superset, we really build that mental toughness to just keep pushing, and to know that, all right, like, I'm not here to relax, I'm not here to rest, like, I'm here to get my work. For, like we talked about, a lot of people, this is the only physical activity that they're getting throughout the entire day. So just really just building on, to review, number one, we're saving a lot of time. We're very time efficient when we superset. A lot of times we can be cutting our workouts in half, right? Two, we're burning more calories, right? So if we're keeping that heart rate up and we're not allowing ourselves to rest right away, our rest breaks are shorter, we're hitting that, higher intensity, we're gonna be burning more calories as we're working out. Number three, that muscular endurance, right? If we're going from one workout to the other, we're really training our bodies to keep pushing, to keep going, to really get the most out of our bodies. Obviously, we have to, keep up here, which is another reason why we want to stay off of those phones, to know, all right, like, I need to take a break right now, or you know what, like, let me not go up like I would normally would. Let me stay here so I can get the most out of this set, right? Number 4, the mind-body connection, just like we talked about, just always just being up here and being connected with this part, like, am I working out that muscle that I want to work out? Am I hitting, if you're trying to work out for a specific area, a lot of times we might be trying to work out a specific area of our chest, not just our chest or not just our back, right? So to know if we're hitting those specific parts, we really got to be focused on that mind and body, right? So we really got to have that connection. And then number 5 is just that mental toughness, like we talked about, right? The ability to keep pushing, the ability to keep going, and think about it, after time goes on, a month in, and you're constantly hitting the supersets, you're constantly going, from one workout to the other, that just becomes second nature. And, instead of it being, oh man, I got to do this other one, we just automatically have that kind of toughness and that endurance built in, so when it's ready to get to that next level of our workouts, when we're ready to challenge ourselves, we're already ready to go, So, thank you guys for watching, as always, wish you guys nothing but health, safety, prosperity, and, any questions, any feedback, please, that's why I'm here. Thank you guys, take care.